Guardian Radio Today is brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic and Printmasters.
And welcome to another edition of Guardian Radio Today with your host, Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enes III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. It is a Friday. I got special guests in studio. Oh, man. Listen, before we give you the phone numbers and all the text lines and everything, we got to start the show with a special guest today. Our sweepstakes winner is in studio right now. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Onik Pamakalma, and as he said, I am the winner of
My Lord. So you followed instructions.
I did.
That was plenty of instructions.
And I entered everywhere I could find something. I was entering.
How many entries did you put in? What's the secret formula? It was a lot.
Every newspaper I could get my hands on during the time frame,
Yeah.
my name or my husband's name was going on it. If we end up with some of the same day,
Yeah.
the same date on it, my name go on one, his name go on the next.
Right.
But I think overall, at the end of it, I had more of the entries. Then it
Right.
was online.
And that's why you won.
Facebook, Instagram. I was all over everything.
Wow. Did you think you would win?
I had a strong hope that I would because at some point, about probably a week out, I was saying,
This is it.
talking it into fruition.
Yeah.
I was saying, when we win our trip.
Yes.
That's what I started saying
You
to my
wasn't saying
husband.
if.
When we win
You're
our
saying
trip.
when.
Right.
Exactly. So, I mean, this means that you get a wonderful trip. I think you get $1,000.
Yes, I do.
You have a passport, right?
I do.
Oh, but that's all you need. You know what I'm saying? You got your passport, you're getting your trip, you're getting your $1,000. So this was kind of the freight cost. You ain't going by yourself. You can take.
I'm going with my husband.
Okay, I just because you're putting his name, you're using his name to win. So I just was wondering if you can take it. Man.
He was working just as hard as me.
Yeah.
Every day he'd have been like, try and make sure you get some newspapers.
Yeah.
You need to get some newspapers. I'll turn it in this weekend. You turn it in next
Yeah,
weekend.
the teamwork.
Yes,
makes
teamwork.
the dream work. Yes, indeed. So I mean, you guys, when's the last time you actually got to travel?
It wasn't this year.
Since COVID?
We've traveled since COVID.
Yeah.
We tried to,
Yeah.
but I can't.
It's been a minute.
exactly
It's been a
remember
minute. You
right
overdue.
now.
You overdue. So generally speaking, how often do you listen to 96.9?
I start my mornings with 96
You start,
right now.
of course. I mean, but of course, yes. You start your morning with Dwight and them in the morning.
Yes.
And you're able to stay on the whole day, or
No, because I listen to Dwight as I get ready and go to work, and if I can, I'll listen in throughout the day. But when I get in the car from work, I'm listening to Guardian, so I'm listening to Naughty
Right.
and his wife.
yes,
Yeah, on the way
okay. So
home.
during work, you gotta work.
Yeah.
And then when you have a minute, you pop into 96. What about the social media feeds? You
I was on them just about every day. I liked both pages. Anytime there was a post,
yeah.
I was always upset because most of the times I saw the post, it was an hour later, but I was like,
You
I'm
was on
still
it.
commenting. I am still
You won't be the
answering.
first person to comment on every
Yes.
post. Hey, just so you know, I'm following instructions.
Right?
And I pray that you guys have a wonderful trip.
Thank you.
And I hope that you continue to listen to the
I
Guardian.
will,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes, because I'm sure this won't be the last time that you have an opportunity to win in our sweepstakes. And any thing you want to say before you say anybody?
No, I just would like to say thank you to the Guardian Media Group,
Yeah.
as well as thank you to my husband.
I was waiting for that. Because see, you was the man named to win.
Definitely thank you to my husband. If he had been the one who got called,
Yes.
it would have been both of us in here. No,
You wasn't going to let him come by himself.
no, he was not coming by himself.
Yeah. Y'all living in some mess. Yeah, you were doing your wifely duties.
Yes, I was.
Yes. But I'm happy for you. Every day I read that blurb that we had to read, I thought, well, who's going to win this? And so I'm happy to actually have met the person. Say your name again for everybody who may have missed it.
Owenique Palmer Culmer.
Owenique Palmer Culmer, congratulations. And I pray that you send some pictures, when you go on this wonderful trip. And give a shout out to your husband too, please. Give it a
And Culmer.
All right, Ashan. Ashan, I'm making sure we know your name, and making sure that, you get your big ups too. You know what I mean? Because she leave you. She ain't bring you on the radio. You know what I mean? But she would have been on the radio if you was here.
Definitely.
Listen, man, high five.
Right.
I definitely am happy for you, and I'm happy for your husband. And continue to support 96.9 Guardian Radio. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Hungry for some serious beef? Then get ready, because Burger King Nassau is bringing back the double quarter-pound king. That's a full half-pound of flame grilled beef, topped with melty cheese, tangy mustard, crunchy pickle, and fresh onions. Served on a toasted sesame seed bun, classic style. Big flavor, big protein, big satisfaction. Get your double quarter-pound king meal with medium fries and a drink for only $10.35. More food, less money. Only at Burger King Nassau.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can.
Bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Budgeting and saving? Yes. Investing? Check. But what if you could do more? With an RF brokerage account, you can get priority access to local investment opportunities right as they come to the market. Never miss a bond or new share offering again. Plus, you can house all your investments in one place and benefit from expert investment advice. Contact us at brokerage@rfgroup.com to start doing more today. Some conditions apply. RF, money at work.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wonder, brilliance and grace. Welcome joy, satisfaction, pleasure and strain. Welcome essence, beauty, presence, time, spirit, form and space. Welcome excellence in every blessing, sacred and praise. What I seek, I have.
And welcome to another edition of Guardian Radio Today. Again, I am your host, Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Indians III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. We just had our sweepstakes winner in here in studio, and we're happy for Miss Palmer Culmer, who won the sweepstakes. And we're going to dive into our show today. We're talking truth today. You know, Friday is always discussion on culture, religion, some of the more substantive, but not necessarily talked about realities in our country and in our world. When we do open the phone lines today, the telephone lines are 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, the Family of Violence, 242-300-5720. Of course, that's toll free. Guardian Radio text line is powered by BTC. That's 422-4796, 422-4796. Standard text and talkradio.com. And we're also on Cable Bahamas channel 969 or BTC Flow channel 612. Truth. What is truth? And ultimately, how do we recognize it? How is it transmitted from generation to generation? This conversation, obviously, it comes out of a conversation that we kind of had on Tuesday with a caller. I already had it in the pipeline, and that kind of jolted it to the front of the line. But I want to start today just by looking at what the word truth means etymologically. All right? They say it's a Middle English word, right? Truth, they say it comes from a Western Saxon Mauritian word, which means faith, faithfulness, fidelity to country, kin, kids, loyalty, disposition to be faithful, veracity, quality of being true, pledge, covenant. So the conversations we've been having on Fridays and other days where we've been discussing covenant, where we've been discussing true faith, has been talking about truth. It goes on to say that this is reconstructed from the Germanic abstract noun, from the Proto-Germanic, truas, having or characterized, again, by good faith. This good faith keeps popping up with regard to truth. This, in turn, is reconstructed in Watkins to be from the Proto-Indo-European dru or druo, right? And it means to be firm, to be solid, to be steadfast, because that's what truth does. Truth lasts. Truth will stand the test of time. Truth will change for the better, all right? It goes on to talk about truth. They say English and most other languages do not have a primary verb to the truth. But the contrast of it obviously is to lie. The sense of something that is true, a true statement or proposition is recorded by the mid-14th century. Interesting, right? So what was the truth before the mid-14th century, right? The meaning, they say accuracy, correctness, conformity of thought with fact. That's important. In a world where facts can be manipulated, the truth is conformity of thought with fact. And that's attested to the 1560s. It goes on to say it is attested by the late 14th century as that which is righteous or in accordance with divine standard. So in order to understand what is righteous, you must first understand the original rights. In order to understand the divine standard, we must have a clarity on what is divine. Then it goes on to say true religious doctrine. So when we in the Holy Coptic Church of the Black Messiah, Journey Home Group International, when we say that we have a true religious identity, here, etymologically speaking, the word truth or truth, it means true religious doctrine. It talks about virtuous conduct. Truth is an expression of assent or emphasis, they say by 1530s. All right, it's important because we live in a world based on lies, and many will talk about this idea of truth only from a scientific perspective, which is important, right? We as a teaching church, as a kahun, a priest within the Coptic Church, we respect science. In fact, the book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 7 says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and ye shall find, is a word that relates to science, right? And of course, knock and the door shall be open unto you. So this idea of asking, seeking, and knocking is where science is getting its methodology from, of having a hypothesis and moving on into a thesis. And then ultimately, if it's really, really science, if it's truth, it could become a law, right? But in science, they refer to pure science, or I should say sound science, based on what they call empirical data. All right? So this word empirical, again, this is a word from the 1560s, so 16th century, and it's a word that was used originally in medicine, pertaining to or derived from experience or experiments. So what they call truth in science ultimately is derived from experience. This is important because we as Africans, we as indigenous people of the planet, obviously had truth because our societies, because our way of life, because the results of what we lived, it gave us an experience that ultimately was balanced. Balanced with what? Balanced with nature, right? It gave us a society where many of the social ills and many of the medical ills we didn't see. All right? We didn't see the child abuse and the rape and the having prisons and, you know, I'm not saying we were perfect, but in many instances, our etiquette, right? This is why we have a big debate now about how children should wear their hair in school here in the Bahamas. Even at my alma mater, Tuskegee University, you know, they're putting in rules, policies that they aim to, they aiming at the scholars so that they can present themselves in a way that's more upstanding. Take off the bonnets, take off the skull caps at certain points of the day, and put on a dress casual suit or outfit to come to class or to come to, you know, places where you want to be taken seriously. And so this empirical data that was often, when we start to talk about scripture, it's juxtaposed to, well, is it empirical data? Well, empirical means to experience, right? A physician guided by experience. That's why they say they're always practicing, right? This word, again, it means experience from the Greek empirikos, from the emperia, experience, mere experience, or practice without knowledge. Practice without, this is what the empirical means, practice without knowledge, because you're going to gain the knowledge through the experience. All right, especially they say in medicine, from empiros, experienced, proven by use. How do you know the original books of the Bible is true? Well, we use them. We live by it. All right? How do you know that an ingredient for a particular type of cake actually works? Well, you got to use it. See if it works. If it doesn't work, then it's not true. If it works, it's true. All right? In a general sense of guided by mere experience. So this idea of empirical data, this idea of, what is true, verified by what today's standard of science is not necessarily the only way. And I'm saying it that way because when we looked at truth, it talked about this idea of people conforming, right? Once a fact has been presented, it says that people will conform mentally to that truth. That's important. Because facts are often manufactured in today's world, right? And so as we look further into this idea of truth, or this reality of truth, we've said often that in the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142, that the truth is the law. So that is one aspect of truth, right? There is, however, other realities pertaining to truth that we want to dive into. We're going to look in the book of John, and I'm just Yeah, I want to start in John chapter 14, verse 16. All right? This idea of the spirit of truth. And I'm going to read it first in the King James, and then we're going to dive right into the original books of the Bible. This is why we need the original books of the Bible. And we're not asking anybody to accept that these are the original books of the Bible. But I want you to do the same due diligence that you use to accept whatever Bible you're using today. Because I don't know how you accepted King James as a Bible, or the Latin Vulgate, or the Septuagint. They told you they were translations. John 14, verse 16, in the KJV, it says, "And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you, comforter." In the original books of the Bible, we begin all things by way of the name of the Most High, Heavenly One, and Nere, the great I am, the Creator, the generous. It says, "The Spirit of truth who continues the sacred work." Scriptural Roots Translation, the original rendering. "I will appeal to the divine source on your behalf, and the divine source will provide another sacred advocate, one called the Spirit of Truth, who continues the sacred work." Scriptural Roots Translation, original rendering. "I will appeal to the divine source on your behalf, and the divine source will provide another sacred advocate, one called alongside you to counsel, strengthen, defend, comfort, and guide, so that this presence may remain with you throughout the continuing age." So this Spirit of truth is not some spooky thing that just moves through the air and busts the door open and causes people to fall down and foam at the mouth and speak in unintelligent language. John 14, verse 16, occurs as Yeshua prepares his disciples for his physical departure. He does not promise that they will escape struggle. He promises that they will not be abandoned within it. The advocate will continue among instruction, remembrance, correction, strengthening, and spiritual guidance. So one important and vital aspect of truth is the ability for truth to assist in remembrance. Because the truth, in order for you to really hear it, must already be a part of you. And so you're doing more of a work of remembering. The Greek term commonly translated comforter is parakletos. All right? Describing one called alongside another as a helper, an advocate, a counselor, or a defender. All right? Comfort here should not be reduced to soothing emotion, or the comforter, one who's going to massage your ego, one who's going to massage you physically, one who is going to just make everything better in a comfortable way, in a soothing, emotional way. That's not what it means. The promised presence strengthens disciples to continue the mission when public pressure, fear, persecution, and institutional opposition attempt to silence them. So in this day and time, as it was in the times of Elijah, in the times of Clara Muhammad, his wife, in the times of Dr. Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King, in the times of Marcus Garvey and Amy Jacques Garvey, there was public pressure, there was fear, there was persecution. But there was something that was guiding these great people, results that they got. And many of us skip past the results and ask, well, did they believe in Jesus? Not understanding what Jesus or Yeshua was about in the first place. Because he was not about people worshiping him. He was being an example of what to become. And he worshiped the Most High. So within the Niger Delta and the Nile River Valley, alignment within African communal consciousness is a reality where the sacred presence is not restricted to what we call oppressive systems. Oppressive systems often attempt to end liberation movements by removing their leaders. So we see what happened to Malcolm X. We see what happened to Dr. Martin Luther King. You see what happened, and they're trying with Ibrahim Traore. Oppressive systems often attempt to end liberation movements by removing their leaders. But John 14:16 declares that the sacred movement is larger than the leader's physical body. So when we talk about the Black Messiah, we're not talking about an individual. When the truth is planted within a disciplined community, imprisonment, exile, or execution cannot completely destroy it. It's a consciousness. It's an awareness. It is something that proves itself to those who adhere to it. The advocate transforms frightened followers into witnesses. It keeps ancestral and covenant memory alive when empire demands forgetfulness. So we live in a world that did not teach us our true history. We're grateful for the New History book that is beginning to do that work. And in many instances, those people who have tried to go back and fetch it, or we say Sankofa, they've been demonized. You understand? Even though, as a Christian nation, we say we follow the Messiah. And what did the Messiah do? Did he go back and fetch it? He sure did. He sure did go back to the Old Testament as is referred to today. There was no Old Testament in his time. It was what they referred to as the Torah, the law. You understand? And so, as he was walking the earth, Yahshua, he was referencing scriptures that were, depending on who you ask, anywhere from 300 to 400 years old to 1,300 to 1,500 years old. And he utilized those scriptures to perform great works. And in fact, in the book of John, chapter 14, verse 12, we talked about that a few weeks ago. He said that we would do even greater works. Utilizing truth, because you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It teaches oppressed people that they are not spiritually abandoned and equips them to continue the liberating work across generations. The advocate in Hellenistic inversion exposure, the advocate should not be reduced to an invisible abstraction whose purpose is merely to produce private emotional experiences. We in our car with the music blasting, but we're not transforming our environment. The promised spirit works within a community facing real danger and carrying a real mission. Its comfort is empowering presence. Its counsel produces discernment. Its defense gives courage. Its remembrance protects the teachings from distortion. We must protect the teachings from distortion by going to the languages, because in the beginning was the Word. Presence ensures that the living Word remains active among the people. We're going to take a break here on Guardian Radio today. The truth. We're going to look at the truth from many different angles today, and then we'll take some calls and see some texts coming. Again, my name is Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enos III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. Back after this.
Beulah, gal, can you believe this? We are now the patrol queens of the neighborhood.
We now large and in charge. So we need to check out what's going on in everybody's yard. What about that gun that we know that Junior and his homeboys just ran out? Can we report that too?
Of course we can.
But we could be in deep trouble if they find out. We need to report what we see, Beulah. When you call Crime Stoppers, they just answer your call in Miami. So then we can report everything? Guns, where they hiding the drugs, who shoot who part of which gang, or who disturbing the peace with the loud music and the motorcycles. Then our neighborhood will be the best in the Bahamas, and everybody gonna want to come live here. And then our house price will go up, gal. So what we waiting on? What's the number?
If you see something, say something. Let us all pitch in and stop the crime before it's your time. Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. Or text us through the Crack Crime Bahamas app. Stop the crime before it's your time.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let print masterpiece to life.
The Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Always on the go? Missed a show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we're back here on Guardian Radio today. I am your host, Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. It is a Friday. It's about 44 minutes after the 2 o'clock hour. We'll be with you up until the 4 o'clock hour. And then, of course, the talking heads will take over, so make sure you keep it locked here on 96.9. Fresh news, smart talk all day. We're talking truth. We're talking this reality of truth and bringing it from different perspectives scripturally. I'm going to move to the book of John, chapter 18, verse 37. And this is during the time of Pilate, right? But Pilate therefore said unto him in John 18:37, Art thou a king then? Jesus answered, Thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth. So truth is something that you can bear witness unto. Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice. So truth is something that you can be a part of. Now, this is important. We're coming from the book of Yohanu. All right? In the original books of the Bible. I'm going to take some calls in just a bit. The Sovereign Witness before the Imperial Throne, Scriptural Roots Translation, Original Rendering. Begin all things by way of the name of the Most High Heavenly One. And Neireh, who is the Creator, the Generous One. And Neireh is the Great I Am, mentioned in Exodus 3, verses 14 and 15. It says, before the representative of imperial power, Yahshua Christ declared that his sovereign purpose and embodied mission were to bear faithful witness to truth. Every person whose inner life originates in and remains governed by responds to his voice. John 18:37 places two kinds of authority face to face. Pilate represents Rome's authority to arrest, judge, punish, and execute. Yahshua represents the authority of truth, an authority that does not depend on armies, an authority that does not depend on political appointment, an authority that does not depend on imperial recognition. Rome could not control his physical circumstances, talking about Yahshua, but it could not determine the truth of his identity or mission. The same reality remains today. His declaration concerning kingship must therefore be heard carefully. He does not allow Pilate to define sovereignty solely through Roman categories. because this is what people will do today, right? The truth that's been established by imperial standards is what they will measure a divine standard by. Measure the way they think it should. They will dismiss divine standard. And that's why we miss Marcus Garvey when he's in our presence. And we miss Elijah Muhammad when he's in our presence. And we miss MLK when he's in our presence. And Malcolm X and Louis Farrakhan and Yaa Santiwa and Ibrahim Traore. And many who are of the spirit of truth who are trying to awaken us. So his declaration concerning kinship must therefore be heard carefully. He does not allow Pilate to define sovereignty solely through Roman categories. His purpose is to testify to truth. This truth is not merely correct information. Let me say that again. This truth is not merely correct information. It is reality disclosed, injustice uncovered, covenant restored, this remembrance again, and the divine order made visible through embodied conduct. The truth must be embraced and it must be lived in a way that allows for it to be seen and experienced. That's your empirical data. Niger Delta and the Nile Valley River alignment in Nile River Valley thought legitimate sovereignty was inseparable from Ma'at. A ruler's authority was justified only insofar as the ruler upheld truth, justice, balance, and the protection of life. You see, because power separated from righteousness became illegitimate domination. That's what we see a lot of in our world today, a lot of illegitimate domination. You see? This illegitimate domination that plagues us, unfortunately, is the cause of many of our ills. All right? So we're in the book of Yohanu. I'm going to go to the phone lines in just a second. But I just want to make sure that I set the table properly. All right? So Yahshua is therefore standing before Rome as a truthful sovereign standing before a violent administrator. From a Niger Delta perspective, the true voice of authority is tested by whether it protects the community. These are all the ways that we can determine truth. Does it protect the community? There's the ancestors. The book of Matthew, the New Testament, begins with the lineage of Jesus. He honored his ancestors. That was a commandment in the book of Exodus chapter 20. Honor your mother and your father so that your days will be long in the land that was given to you. All right? Preserves the land. Another aspect of truth. And sustains balance among the living. Again, these are ways that we are able to recognize truth in a way that allows for us to see how the Messiah saw truth. Because when he said truth, there was no empirical data. So we can't, I'm not dissing empirical data, but I just understand how empirical data, I understand how it can be cherry-picked to create a narrative. Hellenistic abstraction can turn truth into a philosophical concept detached from justice and material life. Okay? In the African-centered reading, visible in deeds, relationships, governance, and communal consequences. Truth that does not challenge exploitation is incomplete testimony. Truth is incomplete testimony. Now that everything has been exposed and we know that the overtime is, $20 million at BPL. Now it's a distraction. It's the truth. It is challenging exploitation. Truth that does not challenge exploitation is incomplete testimony. Truth must uncover the lie, defend the oppressed, restore right relationship, and bring human conduct back beneath divine order. This is what we're struggling with in this country today. This is why we're fighting to determine what type of hairstyle the young men and the young women should actually wear. But you can't do that in the context of a lie. You can't do that in the context of miseducation. What do I mean by that? If you would teach them the truth, the hairstyle would be a byproduct of you teaching them the truth. You tell the young ladies to have an appearance of a natural. Why don't you just make them wear their natural hair? Why don't we understand why based on the tribes that they've come from? Because every tribe had a quote unquote hairstyle, and every hairstyle spoke to the covenant. Hairstyles are a covenant. But again, a people who don't go back and fetch it, Sankofa, will be left to quabble amongst themselves while they try to bring human conduct back beneath divine order while you ignore divine order. Truth that does not challenge exploitation is incomplete testimony. Truth must uncover the lie, defend the oppressed, restore right relationship. Pilate sat beneath the emblem of Rome, but Yahshua stood beneath the authority of truth. One possessed soldiers, the other possessed an unbroken spirit, the silsila, the unbroken genetic chain. The other could expose the empire. I entered this hour to bear witness, declared the Christian teacher. Pilate was, as today we see the authorities grasping but powerless in the midst of truth. I entered this hour to bear witness, declared the Christian teacher, not to the convenience of rulers, but to the truth from which righteous life is born. That's what he stood for. Those formed by truth heard his voice. Those maintained by deception fared it. On Guardian Radio Today. Call you live. The master caller. Can it be heard?
Hello?
Yes, Sparky. How you doing, my brother?
Well, I don't know what happened with your phone system or live or BTC, but
you can't hear?
Sound like you under the water out life at key.
All right, boy. You coming in clear, though?
It really ain't clear from this side. I can hear you clear on the TV, but not on the phone.
Yeah, it may be your phone. You ever
It
thought of
ain't
that?
my phone because I just finished talking to somebody before you.
Oh, yeah? All right.
And I almost wanted to turn the phone down because they were shouting. But anyway, you know, I always listen to you, and you always use this word, the truth.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you say the truth, it could be many truths. It could be your truth, my truth, and the truth of the people who write the book which you keep quoting from. But you believe that your truth is the truth. And when I disagree with you...
What did you get from everything we discussed
No,
so
what
far?
I'm saying is, when I disagree with you, then you got all the answers to the word to tell me why I'm wrong, and I could tell you why I believe you're wrong, but you're the talk show, right? You got the button to put on me. But what I'm saying is, George Garland made a joke. I heard a joke this morning said, Moses went up to the mountaintop to speak with God, and Moses asked God, when I go down to the people of Israel, who should I say sent me?
Right.
And said, I am that I am.
Yes.
I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and no one cometh by me. I am God. And Moses didn't have a name to take down other than I am. In the Bible, what you quote that King James revived, changed, it never said that Jesus said he was God. Jesus always said he prayed to his Father. It would appear that it was the Jews who followed Jesus that referred to him as the Son of God. When we come to the Bahamas, we say we as a Christian nation, but we call Jesus God. And Jesus himself never said he was a God.
Well, he said all
Jesus
of you are
said,
gods.
I will go to my Father. The night of Gethsemane, he said, you all will go to sleep, and I will go by the sycamore tree, and I will pray to my Father.
Mm-hmm.
My older than me and before me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Fritzy was your father,
That's right.
and your grandfather was his father, there was already somebody before.
Right.
Now, George Garland said, we love this person that tells Moses, I give you 10 commandments to give the people, and if you break one of them, I am going to send you down to this place to burn in eternal fire for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
After you're dead, but this person that will burn you up for the rest of your life, he loves you. And then another fellow I just saw a fellow on TV saying, you hate Satan.
Mm-hmm.
We all hate Satan. He's a bad man.
Mm-hmm.
But you love the man that made Satan.
Mm.
Now, isn't that confusing?
It is.
I hate Satan, but I love the man that made Satan.
My Lord.
And we are Christians, so hypocrites, they say, Sparky talking crazy. Why would we love God when God made a devil who could tempt me all my life to do everything God say not to do? Answer that for me.
Because the God of this world is Satan. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. Let's read it. Let's look at it. Everything calling itself God is not the most. And until we get that understanding, anybody can stand before us and say that they're God and can lead us down the path to hell, which is what's happened to us. Right? So I thank you for your contribution today, Sparky. In the NLT, we read 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. It says, Satan, who is the God of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message about the glory of Christ, who is the exact likeness of God. Now, Satan wouldn't be promoting the real and living Messiah. Satan would be promoting another Jesus. Where do we find this? In the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. And this is where many of us fail at, I guess, passing this litmus test. You understand? And because we aren't studying to show ourselves approved, we are continuously deceived. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, whom we have not preached, 2 Corinthians 11 and 4, or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might bear with him. So there's another Jesus, another spirit, and another gospel. And all of these spirits and all of these gospels and all of these Jesuses say they have truth. But does it align with divine alignment? Does it align with the solar system, the galaxy, the universe? That's how you know it's truth. We'll continue to talk about truth after this break. Keep it locked here on 96.9. Fresh News Smart Talk all day. Back after this.
I am peace and I am power. I am bridge and I am tower. I am peace and I am wild. I am mother, I am child. I am few. I am God and God is you.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
brilliance and grace.
And we're back here on Guardian Radio today. I am your host, Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enius III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. I got a text here from the first hour. They say the Guardian should have at least 4 travel winners, not just one. This was a huge strategic promotion. I am certain the Guardian made thousands of dollars selling newspapers, but he had real benefits. Ah, boy. I wish you could have won, Dexter. I wish you could have won. This text says Satan... it says, just like the spirit is an illusion and only exists within humans. It's not an illusion. We just keep looking at it from Hellenistic perspective. Your spirit is your personality. All right. Satan can only exist in the living. God exists within us because he made us in his own image and likeness, to which many really don't understand totally. I agree. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to just look in the mirror, but I guess it is for some people. Let's go to the phone lines here before I dive back into the original books of the Bible. Call you live.
Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Enius. Hope you're doing well today.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for calling.
All right, yes, sir. Glad you're talking about the truth.
Yeah, I couldn't address you the way I wanted to on Tuesday. So I said, let me give you an opportunity today.
Glad. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I don't think it was Tuesday. I think it may have been
Monday
Friday of last week or something too.
No, it was Tuesday because I was
No,
having.
I know. No, I'm talking about something else.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. When you ended.
Oh, I got you.
You ended the conversation by saying, when I said that, I think we're not going to do that. We're going to be mature.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to listen to each other, and we're going to, what I mean? We're going to be like that.
Yeah.
Right. And I wanted to ask you, to what level of maturity are we talking about? Are we talking about a level of maturity whereas if I feel as if I'm set in my ways and I have made the right decision and you feel the same way, and we have a discussion and you show me where there are holes in my information,
mm-hmm.
Are we talking maturity enough where we are able to repent and leave the things that we're dealing with and go along with obviously stands as a better option for not only for yourself but for the collective? Are we talking that level of maturity?
Oh, definitely. It's a win-win. It's a win-win situation.
I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. That's why I agree. But Dr. Ray Higgins, right?
Yeah, I know him personally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had this. He said, functioning under corrupt knowledge.
Yes.
Equals destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, acronymize that, and that's what we are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you acronymize it, you can see what it says. You see what I'm saying? He said, functioning under corrupt knowledge equals destruction, and that's what we are. We're talking about, because you spoke about, I guess, the different aspects of truth. You spoke about truth as it applies, like information, action, and even through law, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, when you were talking about the empirical part,
mm-hmm.
and you mentioned the science,
mm-hmm.
and you said something about more or less they do things repeatedly, to get a result, and you use that as to say, well, that's experience.
And that's what the word empirical means, experience.
No, but when you read the definition for the science thing,
mm-hmm.
I think it was something like they tested something repeatedly. Is what it was saying.
It said to, I'm just going back at it, practice without knowledge, right? The meaning is through the practice, and then you are recording that knowledge, and then that knowledge is tested over a period of time to determine whether or not it actually stands the test of time.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is that, I'm a scientist. I drop a couple of drops of solution in water,
mm-hmm.
and that's the first time I ever did it.
Right.
And when I dropped the solution in the water, there was a reaction.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I did it again,
right.
and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Right. So that is to prove that.
Or better yet, other people read your experiment and they did it and they saw it. They got the same results. That's normally how it happens.
Yeah. Whichever way though, it's something that has been tested.
Sure.
Actually tested.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a different type of proven truth or whatever through experience of a people from generation to generation. That's completely different. To associate the two to me didn't really match up.
Well, the truth that I am referencing in the original books of the Bible is not just correct information. It is doing just what the scientists did. It is living a way of life routinely, daily, every day, every year, every generation, and getting the results from it, whereby you deem it the truth.
Okay, but how could you? All right, how could you? I mean, even though I disagree with what you just said, right? But how could you say that, right? In terms of when we as a people, our history and our liberty has been so brutally interrupted by oppressors.
Right.
How could you? Do you understand? So we have not lived to continue.
I don't understand how what you're saying is I guess proving what I said wrong.
No. What I'm saying is that you just said something about living a particular way from generation to generation.
Yes.
Right. So what I'm saying is that if you were on the continent and you were living the way you were supposed to live, like the way the Creator intended and the way He wanted you to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then here comes the European,
Mm-hmm.
and they snatch you up,
Right.
and they bring you to America,
Mm-hmm. Or the bombs.
and you have children in America now who do not practice, have no idea of the way that you were living prior to being snatched up out of Africa.
Yes.
Do you understand now? Do you see the break in the liberty now?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, what I'm saying now is that now later on,
Mm-hmm.
the descendants of those slave children
Mm-hmm.
cannot look at the life they are living presently
Mm-hmm.
and connect that life directly to the life they had in Africa.
Unless what?
No. You know, unless, brother,
Yes.
they can't do it.
In each generation, there's guidance. In each generation, the spirit of truth appears. And that's why that's why we have a Marcus Garvey to talk about. That's why we had an Elijah Muhammad to talk about.
These are anomalies. These are
they're not anomalies. Every 100 years.
But see, brother, these are individuals who are coming to try and more or less wake us up.
Yes.
And make us aware.
But it was the same thing in
lifestyle that I'm
Scripture.
talking about that
It
you
was,
had
but it was
in
the same
Africa.
thing in Scripture. John and his disciples were looking for the Messiah. They
that's
said, "We have
so-
found the Messiah who's being interpreted to Christ." John 1:41. So they were looking for
remember-
something.
Okay, well, since you mentioned that, let me go there. Do you remember one time I asked you about the character of the Messiah? Is it an individual or what? And you said something to the extent that it is some conscious.
They call it the mind of Christ.
You said that.
Yeah.
So, but then when you were talking about Jesus, or however you was pronouncing Jesus Christ's name, and he was walking through and doing this and that, like, what were you talking? Like, does that fit what you were talking about, or does that fit the Messiah being a man?
No, it is giving reference to the Scripture as we have received it, in order to relate the message to the people that I am speaking to.
Yeah.
So,
What I'm saying is that I'm asking you:
Mhm.
is the Messiah a man, or is that? Or is it
I
what
just
you
said in the show, I don't know if you listened to the whole show, I just said that the Messiah is not merely a man, but it is a consciousness.
Okay, but you get though when you talk about Jesus walking through trying to wake the people up, that gives a picture of a man walking through, like, you know what I mean, like say a man touched down in the Bahamas right now, and now so he started walking around
Right,
telling the
because the point that's being made is that it's not merely individual, but it is one who actually walks in the same spirit as those before them, the spirit of truth. Before the Messiah, and he carried the law to the people. And so in order for the Messiah to be relevant, he spoke of who came before him, Moses. The people in Moses' time were looking for Jesus.
I think, that kind of tying this up as I thought about this now when you mentioned that. Because, see, when you were saying that when the Messiah was walking around, he was teaching from scriptures hundreds and thousands of years old or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You said because there was no empirical data at the time.
Not as we know
something
it.
like that.
Not as we know it. Empirical data is something new.
I remember saying that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and when you just said just now about him having to talk about the people from the past, and I don't necessarily see it that way. You know how I see this is how I see it. I see it that because why is the Messiah needed in the first place? The Messiah is a savior, right? Or someone who comes to bring remembrance to the people, right? Someone who comes to wake up the people, right? Or someone who comes to free the captives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Messiah will make you aware of your oppression, your current oppression. So
Sure.
like in the time of Jesus, right? He wouldn't really have to too much talk about it. Reference to show them to make the relationship or the connection that they could see. And like, yeah, when Moses then was in Egypt, this is what they had to do. This is the protocol they follow. Now we in the same position that they was in. So now we got to follow that protocol. But he didn't really need no empirical, because the empirical data was the life that they was actually living. He could say, see them Roman soldiers, that's the oppressor, and they got us living like how we ain't supposed to live. The reality was the empirical data.
That's what we just said.
That make sense?
Yeah, that's what we just talked about.
Yeah, the reality of their existence at the time. And you said something that, like, you would have to be able to bear witness to the truth, right? Bear witness to a truth, right? Because, like, even though you was talking about the truth from those different aspects, right? The aspect of truth that we were talking about was the aspect of is what you saying hearsay, your say, or is it the objective, actual truth? You understand?
Right.
And see, and when it comes to that, right? That's why I told you before. Rastafari, in my opinion, I shouldn't even say in my opinion. Rastafari, as I know it to be, right, is the only way. We are the individuals. Any Rastaman can come into this reality, right, and do as other Rastaman them before me have been doing, which is bearing witness to the truth.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you? We have been bearing witness to the truth. This isn't the truth I created. I met this here.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And what is the truth? What is the truth of Rastafari?
The truth about Rastafari. I didn't create that. I didn't. You know
what is it? What is the truth of Rastafari?
But the truth about Rastafari is that I'm glad you mentioned that too, because it remind me about when you say something about universal stuff like that too. The truth about Rastafari is that in 1930, right, Rastafari was crowned King of Kings.
Sure.
Right, he was crowned King of Kings. That's a title that we all are familiar with, even if we ain't a Christian.
Right.
Right. But what we do know about that title is that title deserves respect.
Right.
Yeah, you understand? At least that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even go any deeper than that. So if you don't respect the man with that title, you have a problem.
Right. I can.
Yeah, you understand?
I can live with that.
So like I said before. So and seeing that the title is in the Bible as being significant, right? The truth is, simply put, because I ain't gonna run up the truth is that Emperor Haile Selassie I is the King of Kings, and we should bear witness to that truth to our children. You see, now when you were talking earlier about alignment of the universe and different stuff like that too, to make it even more divine, right? Now, His Majesty is, the title he carries is the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Now, the months of the year and the zodiac signs are linked to tribes.
Sure.
You agree?
Yes.
Yeah, so Leo is linked to Judah. You agree? You agree?
In the Hellenistic teachings, yes.
I mean, I don't care which, okay, but what I'm saying is that when you say in the Hellenistic, right, are you referring to it from a perspective of just the name that it is called?
No, I'm saying the order,
the
order,
that it is meant,
and everything about it, the months, everything, they changed everything. But
okay,
I understand.
But
I rolling with you. I with you.
Yeah, okay, but still, fine, okay. But see, I can only perceive things based on my reality.
Right.
Right? I can only perceive things based on my reality, right? And I think it's to understand it. So you can't give us something we ain't gonna understand. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah. So but in any event, His Majesty was born on the 23rd of July,
right?
Which is the beginning of the sign of Leo. You understand? That's the beginning of Leo. You know what I mean? He's the lion, right? And another universal thing is that in 1492 they say Columbus had discovered America, right? Mr. Larry on the phone right now. I can't really talk. He said, yeah, all right. Say Columbus discovered
the New World
in 1492, right?
Yeah.
Now we know that in the Bible, 400 years is supposed to be a significant number, right?
Yes.
All right. So what's 400 years added to 1492? 1892, right? All right. His Majesty was born in 1892, which to me is significant, and it is symbolic for me, being that when Columbus so-called discovered these islands, it was the beginning of terror.
Right.
You understand? It was the beginning. It was the birth. It was the birth of terror.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And now in 1892, 400 years later, is the birth of redemption.
Right. Okay.
You see? So I'm just trying to show you little things connected to show you how it fill in all type of ways, right?
Right.
But see, but the thing is this. She threw me right off. But the thing I'm going to say is, but the thing is that Rastafari is the truth, brother. And the thing about it is that I am obligated, right? Rastafari is the message that is left standing, like Elijah did in his time. Every Rastaman is supposed to have that type of mindset.
Was Elijah a Rasta?
If he was a Rastaman?
Yeah.
No, because Rasta.
But he was telling the truth.
I didn't hear you.
But he was telling the truth.
No. See, we call out His Majesty's name. You understand?
What I'm saying is, in 1920, Marcus Garvey prophesied about Haile Selassie, right? He wasn't a Rastafari. He was not Rastafari, but he was a part of the prophecy.
Okay.
He was a part of the truth. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to put down Haile Selassie. I've always.
But okay.
I'm just saying he's a part. He's a part of the truth. He's not the entire truth. He's the King of Kings of Ethiopia, not the entire world.
No, I agree.
Right.
So I agree. I agree. I always tell man that don't mix it up and feel as if it means King of Kings of the world, because the complete title is King of Kings of Ethiopia, and only the wicked one wants to rule the world, wants to be king of the whole world.
Right.
That's the wicked one's intention. He wants to rule the whole world. Not you understand?
And Marcus Garvey was using the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 31. Princes shall come out of Egypt, Ethiopia shall soon stretch out our hands unto God. He was using the Psalms, the best way he understood, to prophesy what actually happened. And that's what we're saying today. It moves from generation to generation.
Yeah, but see the thing about you say move from generation to generation. But see, the thing about it is that you said
I got some more calls, so you got to wrap it up.
All right, yeah, but but brother, like I said, just like I was about to say, Rastafari movement is the only truth, only objective movement that is around. It is comprehensive, and that it offers everything we as a people need to conquer the issue that the problems that we are faced with. You understand? And what you're dealing with, brother, is not the truth.
So let me ask you this: how long has the Rastafarian movement been around?
How long has it been around? It's been around from Leonard Howard them time when they spot the king being crowned.
Okay, so what is it? Has it accomplished all of the things that you just said that it represents?
Yeah, yes. See what you see, and I was supposed to touch bases with that too with you one day, because after you had made a comment, and I felt as if like you're the true little shade. You know what I mean? True little shade in the sense that look at what these other organizations have done, right? But see, what you don't understand is this: Rastafari has just not been. You understand? And see, when that happens. You know what I mean? Like when you reach that critical mass or whatever, when it is established, all those other organizations you're talking about, like yours, you are established. But you still ain't bring about the changes that
we're not established yet.
That after you're established.
The Rastafarian movement has been around longer than the Holy Coptic Church.
No, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. See, everything takes time. You see, this is a process. See, and like how you was talking about from generation to generation, it's a shame that you cannot see the progression that is taking place.
I just pointed out the progression.
Listen, wait a second, but let me finish up since you got called.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because see, it is you who do not see the progression that is taking place within Rastafari. But like I said, see, the establishment, when you talk about other things that other so-called religions or ways of life or redemption, people have accomplished through their establishing of their organizations all over different stuff, right, officially or establishing, right? And especially they've been established for years and years and years. That proves that they ain't it. Because when the truth is truly established, change will be automatic. Like you will see it almost instantaneously.
Okay. All right.
Do you understand?
I with you. We'll leave it there for today. We'll continue.
Okay. You don't have the truth.
I got you, bro. I hear you.
All right. You don't have the truth, brother.
Thank you for calling.
Talking about cannot be proven.
I got you, brother. Appreciate you calling today. Let's go to the next call, and then I'll address some of what he said after he did with the callers. Caller, you're live. Caller going once. I know that was a little wait.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, is this Anku?
Yeah, this is Anku. Thanks for calling.
How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome. Interesting show.
Thank you.
Pilate asked the same question to Jesus, what is truth?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't wait for the answer. And
just like the last caller. Yeah.
Sorry?
I said just like the last caller, but go ahead.
Yeah. And truth is very simple, and the simplest and best definition I got of truth is the original information.
Okay. Yes.
And like you said, truth is divine.
That's right.
It has absolutely nothing to do with religion.
That's correct.
Truth is something that does not and cannot change, because truth is that which is unaltered. Anything that is altered is not truth.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as your truth or my truth.
Right.
Truth does not change.
Right.
Truth is divine, like you said, and it's actually eternal.
Correct.
So it's a good topic that you're on, and
thank you.
I've been listening intently to it. I've been waiting, but in my waiting time, I miss a lot because I had to switch to the phone because I can't listen to the radio on the phone at the same time.
Yeah, I understand. It's a little lag. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very good topic.
Thank you very much.
And it's something that is misunderstood. And I'll say something, the last thing I say, you quote the Bible a lot, and the problem for most people is they don't understand the Bible.
Correct.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible can only be understood when you understand three things.
Mm.
You have to understand kings, kingdom, and the royal family, because that's what the Bible is all about.
Yes, sir.
And so I'll just leave you with that because God is referred to as king.
Mm.
David, who was king, referred to him as the king. He referred to him as well, I forget how he put it. Paul referred to God as the eternal king.
Right.
Immortal, invisible, the only wise God.
Mm-hmm.
And David referred to him as the King of Glory,
mm-hmm.
the Lord strong and mighty.
Mm-hmm.
And God, in the New Testament, is all about kingdom.
Right.
Jesus himself only preached and taught about God's kingdom.
Correct.
And Jesus is referred to as King of Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And as sons of God, all of God's kingdom is the only kingdom where everyone is a king. That's why Jesus is referred to as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So anyway,
I appreciate that.
Stop right there.
Thank you so much.
I'll see if I can get back onto the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that contribution. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, the Family of Violence. Toll free 242-300-5720. Caller, you're live here on Guardian Radio today.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, still on the line.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You live.
Yes, good day.
Good day. Thank you so much for calling.
No problem. Now, quick question I have to ask.
Sure.
Right? I appreciate what the government is doing. Well, why, the program they're doing, and every 3 months it's got to wait for a full program. When you get it, it's only $60. And people you apply for it, try to get it every month. They give you a run. It's not fair. But the people got to wait every 3 months on $60. And the people getting it every month. Come on.
What constituency are you in?
Angleton.
So that's
Robertson Road.
Glennis Hannah Martin. Did you reach out to her?
Oh Lord. No.
Staple in the community. She's won that seat now consecutively. I'm sure she can assist you. Did you leave a message at her office?
Call her. You don't see them people no more after the election. You don't even see them no more. You don't hear from them
Maybe
no
she's
more.
listening.
That's it.
Maybe she's listening. So Miss
see them
Glennis
no
Hannah
more. You
Martin,
don't hear from them
what is your concern? Your concern is that you're not receiving the funds when you're supposed to?
Pardon?
You're not receiving the funds when you're supposed to? Is that what?
I receiving it, but it's little.
You need more. Okay.
2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, like you have no more grocery in your house. You got to wait till another like 3 months before you even get a coupon.
Wow.
It was $60. You got to wait on every 3 months.
Wow.
And that's really contemptible.
Are you working otherwise?
No, sir. A little part-time job, and that's it.
Oh,
every
my
3
gosh.
months is $60.
Are you have any skills? Like what type of skills you have?
I was a painter.
You're a painter? Okay. And you haven't been able to find any construction companies that would take you on or painting
Yes,
companies?
sir. I already applied a couple places.
Yeah. But they
The next lady say another 2 weeks. There you get back.
Well, listen, we got a painter here who's looking for some work. What you want to give your number so people can call your number and see if they may have some jobs for you out there. You have an
Right
opportunity. You want to just I'll give you a quick plug. What's your name?
I don't even have a phone. I don't have a phone like that.
Do you have a place
phone on the
near you
line
that
phone.
could take a message for you?
Pardon?
Do you live somewhere where someone near you could take a message?
Yeah, right, Miami Street.
In Miami Street. What if they call the constituency office? What if they call Ms. Glenna Hannah Martin's constituency
Right.
office, and they could say, "Hey, we heard the painter on the radio,"
Right.
and then they could leave their number for you to call.
Yeah,
them back.
I'll go there.
Yeah. So let's do that. So anybody who's listening out there who needs a painter, call the constituency office, Glennis Hannah Martin's constituency office. You can find it online, I'm sure, and let them know that you need the painter. Leave your number for the painter so that he can call you, and we could get him some work because $60 is nothing, right? So
Yes, sir.
I trying to get you some work, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and God bless.
Yes, sir. I pray that helped you. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Caller, you live. Hey, thanks for calling, man. Thanks for listening. Mhm.
Yeah, the caller just before the painter.
Yes.
I can tell he's a much brighter person than I am.
Mm.
But he said the truth doesn't change until a point of what is the truth? Who
Right.
owns the truth?
No one knows the truth.
That's my point.
That's I was just waiting for the calls to clear so I could say that. No, when the caller said you don't have the truth, I don't claim to have the truth.
Exactly. Nobody owns the truth.
My job is
because-
not to have the truth. My job is to align with truth.
You know, yeah. Else that he said with respect to the truth that escapes me right now. However, I can move on and say, I'll just give an example.
Yeah.
Two great, and here I am going saying two great basketball players.
Mm.
One of them, I mean, people bash him like crazy,
Mm.
and I can't understand. The two, so who's the best? This is not a question.
Right.
I mean, you know, I'm just saying, who's the best basketball player of all time?
Right.
You have several places names.
Right.
Most people would say Michael Jordan.
Right.
There's some, and I've heard some say LeBron James, but
Right.
I don't know anyone that as disliked as LeBron James by some of the fans out there. So the truth, I think what the caller did say was, you know, some people say, well, my truth is my truth and your truth is your truth, and he said there's no such thing. But the truth is not owned by anyone.
That's correct. When
That's
people
just what I
people
want.
say when people say my truth is my truth, here's what I understand that as. Imagine if you're in a room, right? And the fact of the matter is that room is 78 degrees. Okay? Your truth may be that you're cold. My truth may be that
Right.
I'm hot. But the
Absolutely.
truth is at 78 degrees.
And that doesn't change, as you said.
It won't. I mean, unless someone change it. But the point of the matter is that if that's the standard, if the standard is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, you could be cold and I could be hot. And if I'm hot, I'm going to take my jacket off. And if you're cold, you're going to put your jacket on. And if we could live like that and understand that, hey, you know the truth is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't need to tell you to take your jacket off and be cool like me. I don't have to convert you to being cool. I can say, no, keep your jacket on if you're cool, and I can keep mine off too, and we can live together.
Yeah. It's not. It should be more than that, right? But it's just about a matter of respect.
That too.
That's what it is. I respect the fact that you're cold in this 78 degrees. Please respect the fact that I'm warm.
Right, and you may not have a jacket, so I may say, let me lend you my jacket since you. Come on now, we can live together. Come on now.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes,
I do enjoy your show all the time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you calling. This texter says, "Hey, Uncle, I'm listening to your show. What confuses me is that someone can claim that the eternal and all-knowing power would somehow arbitrarily reveal himself in 1930. Well, he said 1892 when he was born, right? But let's say 1930 through an obscure grouping like Rastafarianism. They claim to use the word of the Bible, but pick and choose that what scripture they deem acceptable. Did the Messiah ever label himself or his spiritual practices? The Messiah said, I and the Father are one. If we're gonna give the Messiah any or speak to what he spoke to, we would say atonism, at oneism, right? Or did he simply live out the mandate he was given? He lived the example that was left for him so that others who were part of an imperial system, that's what one of the callers just said, everything was about being a king. But the reason why that was because you had people who were setting up empires and who were unfortunately disturbing divine order in order for imperial rule to last. But imperial rule didn't last because Babylon fell and Greece fell and Rome fell, and the empires of today will fall as they're falling now today. So thank you so much for your text. We're going to get back to the phone lines after this message. Keep it locked.
Welcome, joy, satisfaction, pleasure, and strain. Welcome, essence, beauty, presence, time, spirit, form, and space. Welcome, excellence, sacred, and praise. What I see, I am. What I want.
Wendy's is spicing things up this summer with the new jalapeno ranch cheeseburger. A hot, juicy beef patty topped with spicy jalapeno ranch sauce, melted cheese, and fresh toppings for the perfect balance of cool and spicy. Every bite brings bold flavor that keeps you coming back for more. Turn up the flavor with the new jalapeno ranch cheeseburger at Wendy's today. Available for a limited time only.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation, heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. Holiday Inn Express, 1701 North University Drive, in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information.
Orthopedics, where movement becomes medicine and treatments become triumphs. At Cleveland Clinic, it's more than just repairing what's broken. It's how we put ourselves back together to reconstruct, rehabilitate, and restore the things that give us life. The future of orthopedics is already in motion. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
At Star General, you can go gold Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accident, but the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Welcome, magic, and one.
And we're back here on Guardian Radio today with your host, Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarava, talking about truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. But what is truth? This text says, good afternoon, Anku and Bahamas. The way that I see and understand spirituality and religion is if one believes in a particular religion or some other ideology or philosophy, then so be it. I believe in God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, and that he gave us free choice. And I believe also that Jesus Christ is his beloved Son, but I respect others in their choice of belief. Hence, let everyone stand in their own belief. Thank you so much, Texter. Let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Caller, you live.
It's good to be alive. I'm cool. Good afternoon, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, I agree with that. Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Listen, let me commend you for the way you handled that.
I felt him, man. I felt him.
That really is commendable. And I hope, Andrew, that, I have a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of this work in this country, all of these schools being repaired and other things, and there are Bahamians
Mm-hmm.
who are in need of work. Everybody is not looking for a handout.
No.
And these people who get these contracts, and I told Mr. Halkitis, my so-called member of parliament, that I think that Bahamians should get the first chance.
I agree.
At the largest of our monies.
Yeah.
A lot of these contracts, no immigrants, no, not immigrants, but people
Mm-hmm.
who are just probably work permit holders are working
Mm-hmm.
while Bahamians in the constituencies
Suffering.
are sitting down on the walls
Wow.
looking for handouts. That isn't right, man.
No, I agree.
That isn't right.
I agree.
I have a problem with that, and that is why the unemployment rate is so high,
Yeah.
right? Because Bahamians are not chanced at these jobs. No one
Mhm.
say, oh, Bahamians don't show up or whatever it is. At least give them the chance to prove themselves right or wrong.
Yes. Yes.
And so, listen, I think that these member parliament, just like you say, they don't answer their phone.
Mm.
After election, you call them, they say that they call you back, and they never call. They don't answer their phone.
They should at least have mechanisms in place for people to leave messages and get back to them. You know what I mean? So that's why.
Like these things, like you having these repairs going on. The member of parliament should go in their constituency and or put a notice up to anybody who wants to work unemployed and whatnot to sign up at the headquarters or the constituency office and look.
Yeah.
Give your constituency.
Have a
your
database of people who can paint carpenters.
Right,
I know they do that in Seabreeze.
Make it,
they do that in
listen, sign up.
Seabreeze.
If you have a skill set, a plumber, a painter, whatever, sign up to the office.
Yes.
Everybody may not have like him the means to go down and
Yes.
exchange and whatnot.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
we are paying these guys. We're paying them money. We're giving them constituency allowances.
Mhm.
We're paying for the thing, and what are we getting for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing, man.
Well, this is why these conversations have to be had. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
And I hope they're listening.
They're listening. Trust me, they're
I
listening.
hope they're listening, not just listening to listen to hear.
Yeah.
Listening to make a change.
Yeah.
Listening to really make progress.
Yeah.
This really ain't progress,
Wow.
in my opinion.
Wow. I appreciate the call, man. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, the family violence, 242-300-5720. Call you live. Caller going once. All right, let's go to the next caller. Caller, you live?
Yeah, hello, Uncle.
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a point, right?
Yeah.
As it relates to, spirituality and religion, they're totally separated. But the guy who called, he was talking about Paul, etc. And
Yeah.
the blind dogmatism for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know that the Bible has been adulterated,
Mm-hmm.
mistranslated, and revised by man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we must have the desire to discern truth from lies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when biblical scholars look at the Bible, when you really look at it, the Old Testament, you realize they have two people that's killing Goliath, right?
Yeah.
You was familiar with that, or you could point out to you.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, that's just an example. So we look at the synoptic gospels. I can make this quick. And then we see the dissimilarities and similarities as it relates to the crucifixion and the subsequent events, right?
Yeah.
They are and some are more detailed than the next. And we see where, even in the Lost Versions, Peter version, 3 pages, he's more detailed. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I'm saying in short that we were not given the truth, right?
Correct.
And so when the guy mentioned Paul and what Paul says and in the Muslim-Christian dialogue, right? I don't really, Paul may have said some things that are spiritually true, but there are a lot of things that Paul is responsible for as it relates to open up the door for relaxed type Christianity that's be up to date.
Yes,
when
definitely.
you look at the first Christian council in Jerusalem, and he didn't want to adhere to the original Christians, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But then I want to get at this. Maybe we could do a show on this because even though the Muslim-Christian dialogue and Christianity, some books wouldn't show the lineage of Abraham, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Abraham had 7 sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ishmael, Isaac, Zimron, Medah, Midian, Ishbah, Shua, and Jokshan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so out of Isaac came Esau and Jacob, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you would have the subsequent, the 12 tribes, and then you see David coming out from Judah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, there's no other lineage. That there's just blanks for the other 7 sons.
Mm.
Ishmael, we know that that's Muhammad, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the slave girl Hajar. So what I'm saying is, when you look at it, the genealogy only starts with Isaac, and then it goes on with Esau and Jacob, and then it goes on with the 12 tribes, and then it just goes.
Right.
It doesn't have anything. The other 7 sons went into oblivion.
Mm.
So that's perplexing for me. I just something I've seen, and I've known this for decades.
Yeah.
But another thing too is this doctrine of immaculate conception. People are still holding on to that, man. But I just hope, and also the fact that we keep talking about this devil, right, Anku?
Mm-hmm.
But really, the devil exists within I and I, just as God exists in flesh in I and I.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't know why we keep looking external as if, like, the devil or the spirit, even the spirit. You really think, what's the reason for creating this thing living?
Right.
So, I mean, we need to clear up some stuff, man. Have a good day, brother.
Appreciate it. And I wish I had more time to clear it up, but I'm letting these calls come through. Caller, you live. Caller going once. All right, let's try the next caller, and then I'll see if I can add something in at the end of the show. The calls are coming in. Caller, you live. Caller going once. I pray that our lines are working. All right, let's get to the next caller. Caller, you live.
Uncle, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
My brother, I always enjoy listening to your sentiments, your commentary.
Thank you.
Some of the things that some of us believe that we have known, you're putting the different perspectives into these things. And so, the education is very important.
Yes, sir.
Uncle, I just want to say, we as a people, we complain a lot about what goes on in this country.
Mm-hmm.
But what you find, just like the children of Israel, we know what we have to do in order to bring about the changes we like to see.
Mm-hmm.
But we are too relaxed. We are waiting for other people to bring the changes. But we should be able to create the changes that we would love to see. Others who are among us who seem to be benefiting from the country.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to we as a people, we would not come together unless it's either religion or politics.
Right.
And it saddens me.
Yeah.
It saddens me that You know, when you talk about employment opportunities in this country, beside the point that, hey, any specific political party is in power, that their people feel that only they should eat and everybody else must be expelled, that is a bunch of nonsense. This is why the people are divided.
Yeah.
That is why we cannot get equality across the board for every Bahamian in this country, regardless of political affiliation.
Correct.
It cannot happen because we have not emancipated our mindset. We just finished celebrating Emancipation Day.
Right.
And our people's minds are still shackled.
That's right.
We see what we need to do. We know what we have to do. But yet, because of these political party affiliations, we cannot come together as Bahamians.
Yeah.
And then we complain about the others who come from other cultures in our country celebrating their parents' and heritage cultures, but yet we want to decry them, but yet when it comes to us, we do not want to do it for ourselves. So, you know, it's just a very confusing situation to see how baffling our people are with their mindsets. You know, the only way this country is going to get better is when we unite as Bahamians and not as a PLP Bahamian, an FNM Bahamian, or whatever.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verses 9 and 10, and particularly verse 10, it says, "For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered." That's what we're suffering from, this deep sleep. This trance, they call it a trance. You understand? It's a spell. And so when we come to the radio to share, it is to make you aware of it. Only you can break it. I can't break it. You got to break it. You understand? You got to break your spell. You got to wake up. I can't wake you up. I could be here for when you wake up. But at the end of the day, if we don't recognize that we are asleep, my grandfather spoke about this in his book, Let the Church Roll On. And they talk about how Sidney Poitier going into the movies and them not wanting to show the movie here is how that stopped the Citizens Committee. And then eventually the Progressive Liberal Party started by mulattoes, and then you had Pinland and Butler and those and Eddie Hanna and the people who actually took over the party. How we were starting to wake up in Randall Fox, right? And the labor movement, right? And we got to a certain point, right? And we celebrate Emancipation Day, but we think Emancipation Day is for us to sit back and go, hooray. Emancipation Day gave us the opportunity to continue to fight for economic power. That's what we're lacking. That's why the painter called it. That's why people are calling in and saying there are people on the walls and you have others who are on work permit who are working. We have not gained the economic. But you know why you can't get the economic? Because you don't have the religion right. You got to get the religion right first. You got to get a true religious identity first, because that helps to align you with truth. Let's get this caller in. Caller, you live. Caller going once. This text says, how about a contract requirement to hire a percentage of persons from the respect? That definitely is a great suggestion. There are hundreds who know, maybe thousands of people suffering as they work on government jobs without being paid for months on end. No money or for food, rent, or gas. I'm not talking about political appointees. These are legitimately employed persons. All the while, multimillionaire PM, Lord, and other MPs have the gall to suggest that MP salaries should be doubled as their first action in Parliament. Wow. And that's why I say if they were to raise it, they should raise it for the next administration, not for this one. I want to leave you here today with, again, talking about truth. We're going to finish this conversation next Friday. I was going to go into Samson and Delilah, but that'll have to be pushed to the following week. I apologize for the person who's waiting for it, but we got to finish truth. In John chapter 1 and 38, it says, Then Jesus turned and saw them following and saith unto them, What seek ye? They said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, being interpreted, Master, where dwellest thou? What was this talking about? You begin all things by way of the name of the Most High Heavenly One, and Nere, who is the Creator, the Generous One. In John 1:38, in the original scriptural roots, the translation of the original African Standard rendering, it says, Yahshua Christ turned and observed the two seekers walking behind him. Recognizing that their footsteps carried an unanswered desire, he asked them, "What are you truly searching for?" They answered, "Rabbi," which means honored teacher. "Where do you remain, and from what sacred center?" Their question was greater than a request for his address, right? They were asking, where does your consciousness dwell? What spiritual house formed you? Where may we remain long enough to learn the way you live? The Greek expression translated, "What seek ye?" To zit, the verb zitio, meaning to seek, search for, desire, to investigate or strive after. These are the first recorded words spoken by Yahshua in John's Gospel. And they examine the seeker's motivation before giving them instruction. He does not initially ask, "What do you believe about me?" He asked, in effect, "What is governing your pursuit?" And so when you're asking about truth, one thing about truth wants to know what's the intention behind you wanting to know. Huh? Do you just want a better place in this system of slavery, or do you want liberation? Many of us just want enough truth to manipulate others, to put ourselves in a better position than they are in, versus dismantling the system. And so we're going to finish this conversation next Friday. Again, most high willing, we'll be back on of relationships and women's asking what wrong with man, and man asking what wrong with women. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we're going to talk some Marcus Garvey. Monday is Marcus Garvey Day, but we'll talk about Marcus Garvey on Tuesday. And I pray that you are there with us. The Talking Heads are up next. Naughty and MJ. Keep it locked here on 96.9 Guardian Radio. Again, my name is Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Eneas III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. Shubat Shalom, Namastu family.
I am peace and I